All right, what's going on, y'all? We're currently 7 weeks out from the Texas Pro. So today I'm gonna take y'all through a grocery trip, show y'all what's on the meal plan right now. And then later on today, I've got a brutal quads day that I'm gonna take y'all through. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'll show y'all what's on the meal plan. All right, so we first start off in the fruits and veggies section. So we've got some pineapple. I get this post-workout right now. We've got some blueberries. And then we've got some spinach. So right now that's about it for fruits and veggies. We've got bananas we got to pick up. So now, so far all we've gotten is blueberries, spinach, pineapple, and bananas. So now we move on to like the meats, the proteins. So first I pick up my fish. So when you're starting out bodybuilding, if you want to keep it more on the cheaper end, obviously go with the frozen packages of it, but especially right now deep in prep when taste is everything, I get it fresh from the counter. I'll do 1 3/4 pound of cod, and I'll do 2 pounds of tilapia. I appreciate it. You too. All right, so right here we got some cod and some tilapia. So this is what I get post-workout right now. So I've been doing this with some rice and then that pineapple you saw. But that's frankly my post-workout meal and what I've been doing for the protein for that. All right, meal five. Meal five is filet mignon. So I've perfected the filet mignon now after having this in my diet for so long. But I do it on the cast iron. If you guys want me to do kind of a part of a video where I show you all how to do that, I will. But this is meal five. I'm gonna keep this all the way in through the entirety of prep. So some people talk about, you know, dropping red meat, all of that. Me personally, I like having it in all the way through. So I've got that filet mignon as my meal five for the entirety of prep. Now we've got some chicken. So I do chicken breast as my meal 2 right now. So some days it's literally just the chicken, and then some days on my rest days I get a tad bit of rice with it. All right, so we got our chicken. So that's it for our proteins. We've got our fish, we got chicken, and then we got the filet mignon. All right, so now we're picking up some aloe vera juice. This goes in our morning gut health drink. And the gut health drink, it makes a massive difference, guys. So you wanna have your digestion right, especially if you're in the off season, but even in prep, it makes a massive difference, especially too when you're wanting your waist to come in, doing your back ends and all that, you know, you want your digestion in place. All right, so now we gotta pick up our water flavorings. I've been rocking these Mios lately. I've been doing a lot of the orange, strawberry watermelon, and I'll try the cherry blackberry today. But I keep these in through prep up until about the last 2 weeks or so, and then we'll drop any artificial sweeteners or anything like that. All right, so besides the water flavorings, the other kind of like drink treat I do right now are these Zevias. So these are just essentially diet-free Cokes that are using stevia. So it's more natural. Like I said, these will get dropped at least 2 weeks out. But I'm gonna rock the Coke one and then the Dr. Pepper one. All right, so the other kind of treat I do for myself is once a day, I do one of these orange 0-calorie vitamin waters. When you get deep in prep, stuff like this actually really does become like a treat. So I save those for usually post-workout when I get home. All right, we're good on it today, but usually we would pick up some oats. I have very little oats right now in my meal 1. And I do that with just some egg whites and then a little bit of those blueberries. All right, now we need all the eggs. How many eggs do we need? Just 1 carton? All right, we're gonna do 1 carton of eggs, but then Jacqueline, my fiance, she's actually in prep herself right now, so we're pretty much on the same diet. So with that being said, we're going through over one of these cartons today of egg whites. So we got to load up on these. But it does make it nice, honestly, guys, if you are in a relationship where y'all are both bodybuilding, it does actually make it easier if y'all are both in prep at the same time. I've seen more couples have success prepping at the same time than not. You usually are eating the same exact foods. You're not, one person's not getting cheat meals while the other person's not. So it just makes things a little bit mentally easier and better on the relationship. And it's been awesome for us. Both of our preps have been going super, super, super smooth. All right, so now we're at the hot sauce section. So if you've watched any bodybuilder channel, you know that this section right here is king, because in prep, this will save you. So with the boring bodybuilding diet, the chicken and rice, all of that, where you can make it really good is with your sauces. So my number one go-to sauce is this Melinda's habanero honey mustard. If you guys have been following this channel, you know I've been talking about this since my ultra running days. And I still use this, 0 calorie. So we've got this one. I usually like a ghost pepper hot sauce, but I've got some of that at home. I think I'm good. So we're gonna just pick up this habanero honey mustard today. But if y'all have that in your store, if y'all have access to an H-E-B, definitely pick up that. All right, so now we're in the seasoning section. So when it comes to the filet mignon, I like to do a Salt Lick steak seasoning. So if you guys have H-E-B, then you've got the Salt Lick at your store. If you don't, I'd pick up a good steak seasoning, and then I do that with garlic sea salt. And I rub both sides before I sear it on the pan before baking. As far as chicken goes, I actually use Salt Lick chicken seasoning as well. The Salt Lick brand, it's a great barbecue spot down here in Austin, and their seasonings are awesome. So these are the two seasonings I rock for chicken and steak. And then a fish seasoning, guys, like a Coastal Blend, anything like that, that's gonna do you just fine. We don't currently have any oil on the diet. At the very, very beginning prep, I had a little bit of olive oil on the diet, but that got dropped really, really early on. Right now, we're on very, very low fat. All right, so we can't leave out our dog. So we get her food and her treats. And she's gotten to where she expects a new treat every time we come home from the grocery store. So unfortunately, we've gotten her pretty spoiled with that. But all right, so we got her some cookies, treats, and bones. All right, so we just wrapped that up. So the total came out to $310. So right now, each week we're spending, I would say, what do you say, about 500, 600 a week? About 500 to 600 a week between the two of us. So that's 2 people in prep, what we're spending per week. Now, the reality is, we're not eating out or anything like that. I've not had a refeed since April, and then Jacqueline rarely gets refeeds herself. So this is frankly it for eating. So, even though it's about 500 a week for the 2 of us, it really, at the end of the day, is not that bad. But that's what we've got right now on the meal plan. We're gonna get back. I'm gonna eat my pre-workout meal, and then I'll catch you all for a brutal quad session. All right, what's going on, y'all? So we're here for quads day. So to warm up before I get into the heavy stuff, I do 3 sets to kind of really prime and warm up the quads. So I've just knocked out the first 2. I did 12 at 120, then 12 at 140, now I'm gonna do 12 at 160. So these are not meant to be to failure or anything like that. These are really just pumping blood into the muscle before we get into the heavy stuff, which is coming up right after this. But I'm gonna go ahead and knock out this 3rd set, and then we'll get rolling into it. All right, so we're getting warmed up. Now we're gonna roll over to hack squats and we'll get rolling into that. So we'll start off with the warm-up sets and I'll explain what we're gonna do for the working sets. All right, so I just got done doing 3 warm-up sets. I'm about to do my 4th and my last one. So the whole purpose of these warm-up sets is building me to my top set. So it's safely building me to that top set weight. If you guys have been following me, you know that I do high intensity bodybuilding, which typically you will come down in weight. So you'll typically do your top set, then you'll back off the weight for your second set, and then if you have a third set, you'll back off the weight from there, rather than pyramiding up in weight and down in reps like most people do. So the first warm-up set I did 6 reps with 2 plates per side. Second one I did 4 reps, 4 plates per side. Third warm-up was 3 reps, 6 plates per side, and now I'm about to do 2 reps, 7 plates per side to build me up to the top set. I believe we're gonna do 8.5 plates today for our top set. So like I said, you shouldn't be working or fatiguing the muscle at all in these warm-up sets. It's just safely building you up to that top set weight. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock out this last warm-up set, and then we'll get rocking into the top set. All right, so now we're getting into our top set here. So we've got 8.5 plates per side. Let's have fun with this.
Good. Good, come on. Perfect. Good, come on. Easy. Come on, tap in. Here we go. Come on, more. Come on. Come on, still moving. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let's go. Come on, Braden. Come on. Good. Come on. You're not done. Let's go. You got work to do. Come on. Yes, you can. Control it. Yes. That was all you.
Oh, motherfucker.
All you. All you. That was way better. Good control.
My God. All right, so on that last one, I think we got 10 reps at 8 plates per side. And now it's our final set here. And we're gonna do 7.5 per side. Usually by this time is when I'm already pretty nauseous. So this is when it's pretty fun.
What waist though?
That's why I wore the crop top. Ooh.
Good. Perfect control. Yes. Good. Good. Come on. Good. Dig. Yes. Perfect. Good. Come on. Yes. Good. Come on. Let's go. Yes, you can, Braden. Come on. Find it. Good. Come on. Here we go. Yes, you can. Good. 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 Come on. Yes.
Oh, that hurt. All right, so that wraps up hack squat. Now we're gonna roll over into walking dumbbell lunges. So the hell continues. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so I've talked to y'all about this before, but if y'all know, during this prep, essentially we've tried to keep my peri-nutrition carbs intact for as long as possible through prep. So meaning we're trying not to drop carbs for my pre, intra, and post-workout meals as much as we can. So we pulled the carbs from my early meals and my later meals first. So my intra-carb drink is stacked. So I've got 48 grams of Gatorade, and then I've got a full serving, a full scoop of Axe and Sledge Demo Day, and then Axe and Sledge EAAs, the grind. By the way, you guys can find my discount code down in the description box below. I've been using this combo for a while, guys, and I absolutely love it. So right now I've got 3 sets of dumbbell lunges. We got no warm-up sets, just a top set, and then 2 standard back-off sets. But these are brutal, especially right after the hack squats. But let's go ahead and knock out set number 1. I believe today that's gonna be 90s. So on these, I'm shooting for 10 reps per each side. So I'm just gonna walk down and back until I hit 10 per each leg. All right, so just finished set number 2 there. So first set was 10 reps with 90s, and we did 10 reps with 85s. And now we're gonna do 10 reps with 80s. And that'll be it for the walking lunges, and then we move on to the next movement. This is a brutal quads day, guys. And if you guys been following for a while, you know that I used to just have like 2 different types of leg days. One was a little bit more posterior focused, one was a little bit more quads focused. But about 6 months ago, working with my new coach, I actually have 2 completely separate leg days. So now I have a hams and glutes day and a quads day. But because of that, on both of those days, it's high volume, high intensity, and just smashing myself into the wall. But recovery's been great, and so we've been making great progress with it. It's just brutal sessions. We're gonna go ahead, knock out this last set here. All right, so now we've got 2 sets on leg extension. So we've got a top set, it's just a standard straight set. Rep range is 10 to 12. And then we've got a brutal drop set. I believe it's a triple or quadruple drop set, but I'll explain that after this set. After that, we'll have a tiny little break from quads and then another movement. All right, so now we've got our drop set. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to failure with 190. Preferably the rep range is the same for that one, so 10 to 12. But really the primary thing is we're gonna take that to failure. We're gonna drop down to 160, take that to failure, drop down to 130, take that to failure, and then drop down to 100 and take that to failure. So basically 4 times the failure is a triple drop set. So we'll go ahead and get into this one, and then we'll close it out for leg extensions. Oh. All right, so now we've got 2 working sets on, actually 3 working sets on hip adduction. So this is how I built my inner legs. So especially from the front, this really has built my adductors. So I do top set and then 2 back off sets. The rep range on these is 12 to 15. On the 3rd set, usually I'll add in a rest pause, but that's usually it. It's usually just 3 straight sets or a rest pause on the 3rd. But take these all the way to failure, and these will grow the inside of your legs better than anything. Really make sure that you're using your adductors though. And the way to do that is I completely loosen up my ankle and I'm almost driving with my knee. And if you see, I'm using the gym pin to add weight to the stack. So if you need to do that, you can use a gym pin, or you can even go to Home Depot and just buy a little pin there for like 20 bucks. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, hit the next 2 working sets, and then we'll move into the last quad movement before we get rolling into the calves. All right, so now we've got 2 working sets of Bulgarian split squats, and these suck ass at the end of this workout. Rep range here is 10 to 15, and that's per each leg. So how I do unilateral work is I'll hit the set and then take usually about 45 seconds, 10-minute break, and then hit the other leg or the other arm if I'm doing the upper body. If you go straight into the other leg or other arm when you're doing unilateral work, that second one is not going to be worked the same way. It's not going to have the same intensity as the first. And this is how you can start building imbalances over time. So my recommendation to you is if you're doing unilateral work, do one arm, one leg, take a little break. It doesn't need to be a full rest period. And take a little break that you can recover enough that you can have full intensity for that second one. That way you can really match the intensity of both legs. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the top set here. I believe we're gonna be working with 140 pounds. So a 90 and a quarter on each side, or a 45 and a quarter on each side. All right, but we'll get into it. All right, so after my ultra running days, it was pretty tough for me to get my legs to come up. It took a long time of me doing training just like this, the high intensity stuff, for them to really get a lot of size and mass. And I just think it was time, you know, after all those years of all the miles of running, you know, that's just what my legs were kind of in that mode. It especially took a while to figure out how to get my calves to grow. So with calf training, I hit calves twice per week. I hit them on the glutes and hams day, and then I hit them on quads day. On glutes and hams, I have a rep range of 10 to 15, and then today the rep range is 15 to 20. Both days have 4 working sets, and they're all pretty much just straight sets taken all the way to failure. So I have a day that's a little bit higher rep range, and then a day that's a little bit lower rep range. But really the main thing is taking this all the way to failure with as heavy weight as possible for full range of motion. And that's the big thing is most people I see doing calves aren't truly getting full range of motion and a full contraction and squeeze at the top. And that's another thing, if it helps you guys, you can hold this at the top of the movement or even the middle of the movement to really, really feel your calves. But I'm gonna go ahead, knock out these sets, and then I'll talk to y'all in a bit about kind of an update of how prep's going and all of that. But right now, this is our top set out of 4 sets on standing calf raises. I have it like week by week, the changes in the cycle for the 16 weeks of prep.
Yeah.
Down to the T in the log.
Yeah.
And half the comments are like, bullshit.
Is that
bullshit.
Is that from our prep or previous
Dino.
prep? Previous prep.
Yeah.
And even still, and that was a lot more aggressive than what we're doing now.
That, and I've recently not even put out like exact dosages, just like ranges.
Yeah.
But ranges that we play in.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, bullshit, there's no way pros take this. And I'm like, I'm literally telling you what I take.
At some point, people forget that like health actually plays a role in it. And it's not just overloading the system with toxic shit.
Yeah, so not only health plays a role, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like you drive up the inflammation too much,
Yeah.
Toxicity comes into play, but then people also, 2 things. A, people don't get that a lot of times less is more, and using a little bit of more compounds.
Synergistic effects.
Yes, synergistic effects. I forget what the other point was. Either way,
they all play off of each other. So when people see 50 biggest tests every other day, they don't see like what else is going into it that works upon itself.
Right.
To give you the effect, because they all have different effects, whether it's aesthetic effect.
And we've talked about this too. People don't understand that you can ruin your physique running too much.
Yeah, dude. We know a lot of people who have
done
it.
I'm not going to say names.
No, we're
but
not saying we know a lot of people who have done it.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a point where it just doesn't look pretty anymore. You look toxic.
Yeah.
Your skin starts to look bad. Like your gut starts to get distended. And then you're on stage and you don't look healthy. And when you don't look healthy, you just don't look good.
Yeah.
Not that being on stage is healthy, but you know.
Right, but you can do it in a much better way. At the end of the day,
it's a good headache to have because you know what? People are like, no way. It's unbelievable.
Well, so 2 things. I mean, A is it separates the people that are going to be in this game for a long time and do it the right way and have a better look.
Yeah.
From, I mean, the people, you see it now with even some older gym guys who've been blasting gear. I talked to a guy in Gold's Gym yesterday. He's an older guy. In his off-season cycle, he just ordered it. He's doing tests, and it was a higher dose of tests, Tren, GH, and something else. And the dude, I mean, he's skinny. I guarantee he doesn't have diet in place. Definitely doesn't have training in place. I mean, so that's just at the end of the day, everybody's putting so much of an emphasis on the gear.
Yeah.
And not putting, Alexa and I were talking about this. back when we were coming up, diet was king. You know,
Yep.
diet is 90% of it. You get your diet down, you're going to make the gains. Yeah, diet is obviously huge, but because of it, people have downplayed the training aspect.
Yeah.
And most people in here are not training near as hard as.
Nearly hard enough to promote the amount of gear they're taking or the amount of food they're eating.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to get what you can get out of the gear, and that's why people are running 1.5 grams because they don't have the training in the diet place. You get the training in the diet place, you don't need 1.5 grams of gear.
Yeah. You just longevity is. Did you want your
Let's do 190. All right, just wrapped up that quad session for the day. That was absolutely brutal, and I'm absolutely smoked. So I want to give you all kind of an update on where we're at now, sitting 7 weeks out from the Texas Pro. So had check-in this morning. We were literally 7 weeks out today. Today's Friday, and I'll be going on stage on Friday. This morning I weighed in at 208.8 fasted, so we've got just over 16 pounds to lose. So with it being 7 weeks out, we're right on track. We're going to probably be ready a couple weeks early. That way we can kind of de-stress and really roll into peak week strong. So we're really happy with where we're at with that. So food is remaining the same. So on rest days, it's right about 2,000 calories. On training days, it's just shy of 2,600 calories. And then cardio got bumped this morning. So now we're going to be doing 50 minutes in the AM and then 20 minutes in the PM. And that's 6 times per week. Sorry guys, I've got prep brain now. So yeah, that's where we're at 7 weeks out. Really stoked with where we're sitting, guys. You know, every week, you know, and every day now I'm seeing changes, and the package is really coming together, and this still continues to be the perfect prep. My mood is great. Energy took, you know, a dip this week, which is to be expected with where we're at, but you know, I still feel like I've got, you know, great energy, pretty decent strength in the gym, and like I said, you know, mood is great. I am absolutely loving digging right now. I'm not bullshitting you guys. I'm waking up actually hungry to get on the bike to dig more. And you know, I think this is reminiscent of my ultra marathon days. The mindset I've got right now. I'm just hungry for this. So, you know, really happy with where things are going. But that's going to wrap up this week's prep series video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Leave any comments or questions down below. Be happy, be positive, be powerful. Have a great rest of your day.